Hi.
Hello, loves.
So this week was fun.
Bit different this week, guys.
A little bit different, bit interactive. I need to remember.
Oh
that
yeah,
I'm not
we're
talking to the
recording as
camera.
well. Hey y'all. I'm looking down like this.
Yeah, I'm looking at this.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so we asked some questions this week.
On our Instagram.
We put the power in your hands. And dear God,
my lord,
there was some interesting responses to these questions.
We did basically 4 different questions on our Instagram stories, which you can then reply to anonymously.
So we don't know who has written any of these. There's some.
For the best.
We should say two things. We should say one being, obviously this is the first time we ever did it, and we didn't make it clear enough that you guys should make it clear which question you were answering. So some of them we've had to sort of assume which one you've answered and put the answer to the question.
Yeah.
Because some of them are a little bit confusing. So if you hear us talking about you and
we've
got it
answered
completely
to the wrong question,
then that's
why.
on us.
Yeah, basically.
We'll do better next time. And also, some of these are actually genuinely quite serious. So we should also say, in the description of this week's episode, we will have links to domestic helplines, male specific and female specific, and like suicide prevention helplines, just because some of this was actually serious.
Yeah. If you ever need help, don't be fearful to reach out. Even message us on Instagram if you ever want to.
Yeah. Lend an ear.
Exactly.
I will. Listen.
I will. I'll lend both. Well,
okay.
I guess we'll get into it.
Cracking?
Yeah. Question 1 that we asked the public. What is a wound from a past relationship that still affects how you love others? So this first response is the need to be reassured about everything.
I relate to that.
Yeah.
I really relate to that. Because I feel like all it takes is one thing that causes you to mistrust somebody, whether it's the person you're with now or the person you've been with in the past. It's like that trust is so sacred, and as soon as it's gone, it impacts how you behave with other people for the rest of your life. Like, even in friendships, I'd say I've had friendships in the past that definitely influence how I am with my friends now.
We kind of spoke about this earlier, like, a little bit, in terms of, like, especially reassurance in a relationship, I think, is so important. But also, it's kind of like one of those where it's like, it takes 2 to tango. Like, if you are then, if you have had a past experience which has meant that going forwards you do need just that extra reassurance on things, then, like, your partner should also be supportive, and even if it's kind of going out their way for a while to then reassure you, that is also something that should be reciprocated.
And the right person for you wouldn't feel that reassurance is a burden.
No, 100%.
Like, that would be, if somebody was seeking that from me, I would do that over and over and over and over and over again until they were okay.
100%. It's also kind of like crazy how, like, one thing is usually, I don't know if you feel this, but I feel like in most relationships where it's like the trust is unbroken, it's usually by like the most random things, and then that will stick. Like, it's hard to tell what sticks with you,
and it won't be like the biggest thing. Like, there's lots of times where trust has been broken for me, and like it won't even be the biggest thing that will be the reason that won't be the thing that plays in my head all the time. It'll be something really specific and really niche that my brain just latches onto, probably because of my own past traumas and like childhood wounds as well. But I don't actually think I think you can flip that on its head, and I actually don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think needing reassurance is a bad thing at all.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
I think anything, that just makes you who you are.
Exactly.
Because you've lived a life.
Exactly. Point blank, period.
Yeah, this one's got 2 parts.
Oh, yeah. So
this one's really interesting. Firstly, being cheated on. It makes you question everything they're doing and makes you so paranoid when you start dating someone, wanting to check their phone to save yourself the heartache, etc. And then part 2. Also, guys dating me for a few weeks and then dipping. I joke about having a 6-week sell-by date and even say it to guys now. They fall in love for 6 weeks and then suddenly turn around and run. I feel these on a deep level. Like, I think... Do you know what it is? I think being cheated on genuinely, like, it makes you feel like you're crazy. Because nobody wants to be the person who, if your partner's phone dings in the middle of the night, is going to roll over and try and, like, I don't know, get their face ID so you can see who it is, because why are they messing? Like, nobody... That feeling is not enjoyable at all. And it's also not enjoyable for the partner, especially if the partner's not doing anything wrong. And I think... I don't know, I think that's a big thing, especially for, like, people who... Because I I do believe once a cheat, always a cheat. I actually do believe
I
that.
believe that as well.
And I think that people who cheat have something, not something wrong, well, yeah, something wrong with them to a degree. I think
morally wrong.
There's a wound somewhere that is so unhealed, and the way that they process it is that, and whether that's like, because of a commitment issue, because somebody else has hurt them and it's just a knock-on effect. But like, it's frustrating because then it means down the line, you give that person a wound that they will carry into every single other relationship. Like, I'm terrified. I'm genuinely terrified that I'm going to be with the person who is going to be the person I marry, and 4 years into our marriage, I would still be this girl who I am now, who would be paranoid. Like you were saying, like, Mia's boyfriend's going out to somewhere clubbing. Peckham clubbing. Like, and if that was me, I would not be able to be as casual as you are now and chill. I would be panicking. Not to put that on you.
No. But then I guess...
But I would be. And I'm scared that is something that will now be with me forever, and I will never be able to trust again.
But I also think that Loki comes back to the point that the last person made in terms of reassurance. Because then if you did feel like that, and then you're able to then express that to this partner, then they should go out their way to reassure you. And then it's almost like muscle memory. It's like getting out of the habit of feeling like that.
I think it's hard because you can see that it's draining for the other person to constantly be like, oh, by the way, when you said that, I think you were joking, but like it made me feel a bit insecure. Like, are you like, because if I was the other person and I wasn't doing anything wrong, and like you were my girlfriend and you were like, oh, by the way, V, earlier when you joked about that thing, like it actually really upset. Every day there would be something.
But then
and it would lessen over time. But like, I'm so hyper aware, and I feel like people like this will understand. Like, I'm so hyper aware of how annoying it is, because it's annoying for me. And it's like, I understand the whole, like, to save yourself the heartache. It's almost like I'd rather just find out. I think there's a part of you that hopes you just find out and you know. Because then you did it, and then it's almost on me then, because I found out. Also, part 2 is, I just think that's hilarious. Having a 6-week sell-by date.
That is crazy.
That is just our generation, though. I was speaking to my mum about this. Like, I really do struggle with, like, the way that I think it's so rare in our generation.
Serial dating is a thing.
I think it's so rare in our generation. I think it's so rare in our generation to find people who we like. What is so terrifying to people our age, like they're so scared of getting in a committed relationship. 100%. Heaven forbid you slap the label relationship on something that you have with a person. It's terrifying. Like, no one likes to do it. Not for a long time, at least.
I agree.
Like, this situationship thing, and like, or this like dating without putting a label on it thing, for months on end. Like, my mum was like, that would never have happened, because she was like, because if back in the day, like, if somebody liked you, then they liked you, and they wouldn't be dating you unless they wanted to be in a relationship with you. So therefore, it was a given that you were dating, and then you were asked to be the girlfriend, and that was that.
To be fair, I feel like there's always going to be a point in like everyone's life when they have different relationships. Obviously, that's like one breaks your trust and then another fixes it, and everyone has like different experiences of what life is. But I feel like I remember once I was like, I genuinely don't know. I could probably name on like my hand people like that I'm friends with if their parents are still in love and together. So it's like thinking about long term that far, I'm like, well, everyone, this was my old, I don't think this anymore, but like I used to be like, well, no one clear, or like even old people who are like still married, they're not necessarily married because they're still in love, they're just married because they're too far deep and they've got kids, and it's like and it's like hard to, but then I do know some like adult couples who are still very much in love and like still married. So it's like,
it's really hard.
Yeah, it is. It is fully mindset. I think if you have a negative mindset toward, like, kind of like you were just saying, it's like if you fear it, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
And I think the only way, like, not to get too psychological about it, but like attachment styles. If you are an avoidant, and I've read this over and over and time again. If you are an avoidantly attached person, so like you have commitment issues, you have a fear of like staying with the one person because it like awakens an inner child wound. Sadly, the only way to fix that is to push through that feeling and come out the other side and go, oh, nothing happened.
Exactly.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And, like, we've had conversations about this because, like, I'm anxiously attached. I think you're more avoidantly attached. Yeah. Not mega, but, like, a bit. And, like, we've had conversations where what you say to me, I'm like, that is the opposite of what I would do or what I would want. Because all I would want would to be closer and to work on something if there's something wrong. Not run away from it.
Yeah.
But the 6 weeks and then they leave and run away and never talk to you again thing is crazy.
But then I'm also kind of like, unless that is burdening your life, like, also live by have fun till you're not having fun. Like, if you have to try at something, and if you don't like it, and if it just so happens to be 6 weeks every time, then, like, so be it. But there might be a time that isn't. But, like, also maybe don't put that pressure on yourself. Me when no one asked our advice, but here we are. I'm like, don't put that pressure on yourself.
But also, like, I think the have fun till you're not having fun thing is true, because that is the epitome of, like,
don't fear something that isn't real yet.
True. And also, you're gonna make this, sadly, this is the truth of life, you will make the same mistakes over and over and over again until you yourself have learned the lesson.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter how many friends around you go, oh, the reason they're ditching you after 6 weeks is because you go for this type of guy. You're still going to go for that type of guy over and over and over and over again until you learn the lesson and you decide, I'm not doing that anymore. Which is why I think, I really do think relationship issues do drive a stake between friendships sometimes, because it's so hard to watch someone do that to themselves. But there's also nothing that you can do. Like, I massively respected you for the way you handled me when I had, like, issues with my stuff, because, like, your friend getting angry at you is the opposite of what you need in that situation.
I agree. Still on the same question, what is a wound from the past relationship that affects how you love others? The nasty comments about my body. See, I don't think that's right at all, because also, we've literally spoken about this before, like, if your partner or someone you're seeing or someone that you have a thing with in a, like, relationship status, whatever that may be, if they are saying horrible things about things you're insecure about, like, for one, if you really, really love the person, you would never, ever say that.
But you also, in my opinion, if you love somebody, you don't see flaws like that.
Exactly.
Like, let's say you were dating someone who was a bit overweight.
Yeah.
You're not seeing them for being overweight because you're in love with them.
Exactly. Who they are as a person.
That's literally the epitome of, like, girls coming out of relationships and all the girlfriends going, he was so ugly. But you don't see that because you're in love with the person. Because you're not seeing them for what they look like. You're seeing them for, like, their soul and who they are inside.
Yeah. And, like, even if you don't, like, if you really love the person, you're going to want to big them up and you're going to want to gas them up. But if you're doing the opposite, that is because you actually want to see them upset and you are doing that in malicious intent. There's no other way that you can say something nasty about someone that you're in a relationship with, about their physical appearance, and expect a good response from that.
I don't think if you have it in you to say something nasty about someone's physical appearance and it's something they cannot change, and it's not related to you, like, it's completely unrelated to anything and you're attacking their physical appearance, I don't really believe you have much love for that person.
No, I don't.
Because I genuinely would never do that to someone.
Absolutely not. Because it's like anything. It's like even people that I'm friends with, or, like, everyone that I'm like close friends with, I think them the most beautiful human beings ever.
And I will not hear shit talk about my friends.
Absolutely not. And
ever.
Also, you're so
it makes
gorgeous.
me angry. It makes me mad. Like, it would make me angry.
Like, ugly people who are ugly on the inside, sometimes you're like, ugh. Like, you're ugly.
If somebody is nasty and horrible, like, if you made a comment, I'm not going to defend them particularly, because if they're a nasty person anyway...
Yeah, point blank. But
I don't owe you anything, I don't like you, I have no love for you, so therefore I don't care.
Exactly.
But, like, if you're talking like that about somebody that I care about and that I love...
Or, God forbid, the person that you are meant to love, no. You are a nasty, horrible person.
And, like, I've walked away from relationships hating my body now.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what we're saying about, like, things they stay with you. That stuff sticks with you.
Yeah.
You can't do that to somebody.
And it takes one comment.
Yeah. And that's that about bodies as well.
Yeah.
Is what's so dangerous, is it genuinely would only take one. And it would be one throwaway one when you were mad and you didn't think that it would make a difference. And that person, male, female, whatever, would walk away from that relationship. And that will stay.
And you
forever.
know what is what as well as the worst one? The worst body comments is the ones that you can't actually physically change.
Yeah. Why is it always about boobs as well? Like, Can we actually address that?
Can we actually
because
stop?
There's actually 100% of the people in this making this podcast right now have been attacked for their boobs.
For their boobs. And it's
and
fucking
what is that about?
With me. I will at you right now.
I know you're listening.
I know.
He's
Definitely not. Yeah, so what's that about? Can we stop doing that?
About? Can we stop doing that?
We can't preach
Because,
through the knit.
Can I also just say,
this.
have you ever attacked an ex-boyfriend's
genitals? No.
Because I have never.
Because I'm not that
If
fucking
anything, all
scummy.
I've ever done is defend.
Yeah.
And big up. Because I know you can't change anything about it.
This one's hilarious. Still on the wound one. Someone literally just replied with chlamydia. Are you okay?
There are
you
walk-in sexual health clinics.
We're gonna also link. No, it's not funny.
No, but that's actually wild.
Laughing. That is crazy.
That does change the way you love
people.
That is,
yeah.
That has to change the way you love people.
Fuck, guys, use protection.
It's important.
It's so important. And get checked. Every new partner that you have, any new sexual... every new sexual intercourse that you have,
because you might not
checked.
catch that, but you can catch anything from
and you
most
could
things.
be carrying as well.
You can be born with some things, I think.
Is it koalas that have chlamydia?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Bless them.
Sorry, but the way that humans...
Because they're slut dropping on them bamboos like crazy.
The way... Do you know the reason that STDs are in human... Like, are in our gene pool, like, are floating around us?
Because some fucker decided to fuck an animal.
Yeah.
That is horrific.
Like, you're telling me you really couldn't keep it in your pants and now you've diseased the entire human race with this thing that goes round and round and round. Because one guy one time looked at a goat or something. Like...
Oh, God.
Anyway, out of the blue breakup via text, which leads to me always being afraid things might end suddenly. This also makes me less confrontational about things that upset me in a partner. Do you know what? That's so...
It's like treading on eggshells, isn't it? Because you're scared to...
Because you don't want to upset them.
Yeah.
Or push them away.
Oh, that's such a
So you keep it to yourself. But then that actually causes resentment.
Yeah.
And then you'll feel a distance in your relationship anyway. And actually, by not telling them the things that might be upsetting you,
you're not...
But you think actually you're bringing closeness, but you'll actually be pushing away.
You know what as well is so upsetting our generation? The fact that it's so easy to just literally text someone and say, we're done, and then block them, and then you can literally no contact at all, and just like that, and not even hear the other person out. Like, so many people who have broken up over the phone, and it's just I can just button you, I can just end you, because you can't be fucked to actually just, like, finish the conversation and, like, air it out. It makes it so... It creates a whole other barrier when it comes to confrontation especially, and also just, like, airing situations out.
And I mean, something coming out of the blue... Like, an out of the blue breakup is bad, but an out of the blue breakup via text... Not even a phone call. Yeah. Not even a phone call is crazy.
Especially if you've been together a long time. It's like, you can't... You don't even think that much of me to sit me down and break up with me. That's what would hurt the most, is that you think that little of me.
Not even that they think that little, but also that you have that little love for me that you can walk away and never ever speak to me again, physically speak to me ever again, and you are okay with that.
That's great.
Like, whatever that last conversation was that couple had, that was that.
Because they're afraid. And that is also another thing. It's like such an easy way to just text when you are afraid, or you don't want to be the bad guy and you just want to do it, get it over and done with. But it's like, no, a commitment is two people, and a commitment is a scary thing, sure, but it's like two people going all in.
Yeah.
And if one decides to pull out, like, you can't just pull out and throw it on the other person. That's not fair. It's a commitment because you both did it together. So therefore, if it ends, you both have to come to some... Obviously, sometimes it's one-sided, but you have to then both come to a conclusion in order to break that commitment. It can't just be I'm doing it and, like, I don't care what you say, bye.
I'm leaving you out there. Yeah. Someone once told me there was it was like an anagram? Analogy. Anagram.
Is that not like a scale thing?
I'm tired. An analogy of, like, being in a relationship is like being on a tightrope with the other person. And you're both holding hands. And you might wobble up on the tightrope together, but you're doing it together, and it's scary if you look down.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, really terrifying. But what you don't do is jump off the tightrope and leave one person up there alone.
Yeah. Facts.
Even if you jump off together.
Yeah.
It's
Romeo
better
and
than
Juliet
doing it.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This next one is wild.
Oh.
So, something that stuck with them, being left immediately after sex. I think, I don't know if you have the same opinion to me as this, but I genuinely, and I know that everyone is different, I'm in such two minds about sex, like, as a thing, because I'm all for, like, you go girl, like, you go, you have sex with as many people as you want, like, empowerment, like be sexually free, do whatever you want. If you enjoy sex, have lots of sex with different people. If that's what you enjoy, that's great. But me personally, I actually only think, maybe this is controversial, but hey, it's my opinion. I think that sex is something that means something to people. And I think we've developed into a society where it means less and less and less.
Yeah.
But I think actually, physically, hormonally, like, chemically, it means a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why it hurts people.
It's you're physically transferring energy.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know
is, like,
how much different,
reaction.
how many different biological, like, microorganisms and different chemicals are being exchanged when all of that happens?
Yeah.
You are chemically bonding when you do that. So to do that, and I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming this person maybe has been seeing this person, and then as soon as they've had sex, the person's disinterested.
Yeah.
And I know of people, like, close to home who that's happened to. If you are somebody that does value it highly, I almost think it's a conversation that needs to be had.
I also think, though, even whether, doesn't even matter, like, to an extent what your mindset is about actual sex. Like, point blank period, factually, sex, intercourse is a vulnerable thing. You're both naked, like, that.
It's the most vulnerable a human can be. Like,
exactly.
in an animalistic kingdom,
100%.
you are naked.
Yeah.
And you are, like, resting as well.
Exactly. And it's like, you're
not alert.
Not to be
Do you know what I
really,
mean?
like, descriptive, but, like, you're inside of each other.
Yeah.
So it's very vulnerable,
Yeah.
period. So even, like, no matter what you think about it, to then just have someone immediately leave, you're going to feel used, whether you even have that mindset anyway, just because you've been vulnerable. And for them to, like, I think just aftercare is so important. Even if even if you don't give a fuck, like.
But I
just,
genuinely
again,
think
like,
these people that don't give a fuck and sex is just sex and there's no meaning. I genuinely think that those are people that are pushing this feeling down so far because they cannot cope with it, because at some point in their past, someone did that to them, and so they decided sex means nothing, because if it means something, then that means that thing that happened to me meant something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to address that, so I'm going to put it in this room where it means nothing.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to address it.
Yeah.
I cannot get behind this, like, it
That's
meaning
like...
nothing. It's mind and body, and those two things are connected. They're not disconnected.
No, I agree. Whose podcast? I was listening to a podcast, and I don't know if it's Madeline's or someone else's. She was having a conversation with her friend, and she basically said something had happened to her with a guy, and she felt really uncomfortable, and, like, she wasn't sure, like, how to really go about it from now on, as in, like, she didn't know whether to, like, do something or, like, just forget it happened or whatever. And basically this other person was like, no, like, that's just him, like, he's just like that. And then she was just like, oh, right, okay. And then a week later the friend came back and was like, I'm so sorry that I disregarded that.
I remember
because I had something similar happen to me, and I felt that if I had said to you, no, that's not okay, then I was almost like I didn't allow myself to feel that when it happened to me, so therefore
if I justified you, then I have to justify myself, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so kind of literally what you just said. So interesting, isn't it?
That's what I think. And I think that links into people cheating and stuff.
Yeah, I just think, like, we have literally what you said, like, we have to have the conversation that, yes, we live in a world where, like, texts and like like shagging is, like, what's the word, like,
Normalised?
top shaggers, like, people who shag
Sorry, what's the word? Top shaggers.
No, people who shag loads of people. Serial
like,
shagger.
Serial
shaggers, right? I know we live in a world where serial shagging is normal.
Yeah.
And, like,
having lots of different sexual partners.
which is, like, so fine, and, like, even if we go back in the history books, like when in like places
People having
like
multiple wives and
like
stuff,
like it's not taboo. It shouldn't be taboo.
No.
But I think it also, we do need to remember that sex as an act is vulnerable. Even like in these places where they do massive orgies and massive sex parties, there's still gonna be the like reassurance or the consent, or like just the human to human,
an understanding that there's
like,
that there's a connection that is happening, and that shouldn't be disregarded.
And just like what's the word I'm looking for? Just the kind of like nod of, okay, we both understand that
we have
vulnerable.
a shared experience now.
Whether it's a serious one or it's not, but we have to acknowledge. That's the word. Acknowledgement is the key.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter your mindset or your thought on it. That's your own opinion. You have to validate someone else's, whether that's the same or different.
Yeah.
Period.
100%.
And that's on sex. So this is the last answer from question 1. Someone has said, I was told that I was being overdramatic and emotional because I asked him to stop hitting me, meant I didn't share any of my emotions in any kind of relationship ever until very recently. Deep sorry, but I'm all good now, yay. He also has a criminal record now, double yay. I mean,
so glad
I'm glad that
okay
justice
now.
was served.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you're okay now.
But
Yay.
like,
that's great.
Yeah.
Horrible thing to happen to a person. Again, not to literally be a stuck record, but all of these things, and maybe this is because I've got like therapy next week, which I'm clearly excited for.
I didn't mean to do that. Soprano. I'm sorry.
But like all of these things, the first thing that starts screaming alarm bells in my head is like, that's a childhood wound that's being suppressed. That is a person that has been hit by somebody else.
The abused become the abuser.
I really don't think humans have it in them to just be horrible, just because.
But then I guess it depends on
very
the empathy.
rarely. It does depend on empathy.
It's kind of, not to relate abusers to murderers, but like it's similar situation.
But we walked away from the episode where we spoke about empathy.
Yeah.
Very much with, so we sort of came to the conclusion of, yes, you can be born without it, and yes, your brain can function differently. But as a general consensus, I think you can go, your childhood shapes who you are.
Yeah.
And I don't think the percentage of people who are hitting their partners, I don't think it's 90% of them, their brains are different. I would say it would be 90% something in the childhood has happened to cause you to act like that. And then 10% maybe is like actually neurologically different.
And I mean,
which is why I would never ever hit a child.
No, absolutely not.
Ever.
Nothing should ever have to lead to violence anyway. No. In any situation ever. It doesn't solve anything at all. Nothing is solved via violence. And also, like, whoever you are, anonymous person, one, thank you for sharing that, because that's quite heavy, but also, like, well done for speaking out, because when you're in those types of situations, it's like, not only do you feel that other person who's doing that to you is going to make you feel isolated by default, but
and probably
also,
ashamed and probably
and questioning whether this is, and like, I don't know your backstory, but also it's hard to, unless if that was like your first relationship you've ever been in, you're gonna probably think that that's normal until someone tells you not to, and there's so much more involved. And again, I don't know your story, but also like to be able to acknowledge that that's not okay and then speak about that is like a huge thing. But yeah, because also
that's such a good arc of being told you're being emotionally like over dramatic to now being able to reflect on that and go, no, that's not okay.
Exactly.
Is good. Meant I didn't share any kind of emotions in any relationship ever until very recently.
Yeah, because that's going to close you off.
It's similar to what that other person said about, by getting hurt, it scares you from opening up and saying, this is hurting me.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how they're going to react.
Yeah.
If you've had to walk on eggshells with ex-partners.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I remember this was one thing that I used to, like, for a while, and I've only just probably in the last few years been able to, like, step back from it, was I used to be so, I don't know why, so scared of people leaving my life that I would, like, want to keep them even if they were horrible.
Yeah.
Even not just like relationships, friendships as well. I would, because my mum's always been like, be friends with everyone, which I've tried to do, but then I think I tried to go too much into it, almost like in a people-pleasing way, but also I was like, I wanted them in my life so bad that I would keep them even if they weren't necessarily benefiting me.
I've had that with friendships 100%. Because I have an issue with like letting go of old friendships, definitely. Like, because my mum's always said to me, like, there's been friends that I've just very naturally, like, I've gone away to uni and whatever, and we've naturally drifted because I'm in a different part of the country now, so like that's a difficult thing to maintain, and I'm experiencing new things and I'm growing, and so are you, and we're different now. And she would always sort of be like, oh, what happened to so and so, like, oh, no, don't throw that away, you were friends with them for so long. But actually we were only friends because of circumstance, because we were put in the same school. That doesn't therefore mean that is my, like, this relates to relationships as well, that therefore doesn't mean that this is my person, and that is the person that I'm friends with. And like, people grow and people change, and like, I think that's a maturity thing as well, like learning to go, do you know what, this isn't benefiting me anymore, this friendship, this relationship, whatever it is, we are not walking down the same path, and that's okay. Like,
it doesn't mean that anyone's the villain, and things don't ever have to end in a bad way. It can just, like, energies grow at different, mature at different levels, and people sometimes, that's just not.
And I think it's you sort of have to reflect, especially on like relationships, you have to reflect and go, I listened to a podcast once, and it was a famous actor, I can't remember what his name was now, was basically saying, like, the key, if you like, to successful relationships, and this is if you do value it and you do genuinely think it should work, and that is your person, is when that person is, like, let's say we've got this big race, we've got this life race to do, we are not going to always both be running at the same time, because sometimes you will get tired and sometimes I will get tired, and sometimes I'll get, I don't know, a Lucozade Sport off the side of the road, and I'll get a boost of energy, and I've got big things and I can see, like, future, and I've got big dreams and I'm running now. But at no point should I not look over my shoulder and check that you're still coming, and check that you're okay walking. Because just because you're walking doesn't mean necessary. So I kind of contradicted myself. But just because you're walking, it doesn't mean that you're not still doing the same race with me.
Exactly.
And I think that that's an important distinction to make. Is like, are we still on the same race, or are you actually taking a different one now?
Are you taking a shortcut? Or the long route?
Or like, or a different, or you're on a different path now. Your finish line is not actually the same as my finish line anymore, and that's okay. And I think sometimes actually stepping back and going, oh, that's not actually my finish line anymore. Like, I need to take a step back from this. Because I'm not just walking and you're running. I'm actually, I am running, but I'm running a different way.
And it's not easy, but it's like, I think it's like a really, really hard pill to swallow, but I think it's like, it's an important one.
I think letting people go is really hard.
It is hard. But it's part of life. And then how exciting that there's people that will be in your life that you've not even met yet. That's exciting.
That is exciting. Okay, so question 2, we said, what is the most surprising, also I should also just say, these questions weren't like unique, we didn't, we definitely like borrowed and magpied ideas from other places. This is not our own genius, I wish. What is the most surprising lesson you have learnt from a past relationship? This one.
Go on.
I'd rather be single for the rest of my life than be with somebody who makes me miserable 50% of the time. That is so important. I wouldn't actually say that that's a surprising lesson.
No. But
well, maybe it was surprising because of the person. Like, maybe she wasn't expecting that, or he wasn't expecting that.
But if anything, the lesson that you've learnt is your worth. Because you know that you can be self-dependent enough, and you know your own worth, that you would rather be on your own and be doing your own thing and on your own race 100%
of the time,
running your own race,
or not even happy, but
than having someone who's only ever gonna bring you down. Point blank.
This is very much giving people who go, but when it's good, it's good. If that phrase leaves your mouth, run away. Run away.
You know,
because that's not a... Sorry.
No.
I mean, I'm a complete hypocrite. Don't get me wrong.
No, but also, like, we've all been there.
Yeah, but like, everything that is coming out my mouth now is complete hypocrisy. And I don't take my own.
Hypocrisy.
I don't take my own advice. I don't know about you. I mean,
No.
you're in a very stable, healthy relationship.
Yeah, but also
So-
but I got there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Got
true.
there in the
We've been
end.
through some things
Yeah.
to get there. So
But I
true.
also think my view on relationships, I mean, like, could low-key, like, controversial, but I think in a relationship, it's, like, to put it plainly, they should only ever add to you, never take away.
Yeah.
However, I see it as, you know when you sign up for, like, maybe, like, Netflix or, like, Amazon Prime? Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Or you sign up for, like, something. You sign up for a membership.
Right.
And then at the end of it, it's like, oh, and you can also, as an add-on, get, like, 50% off Amazon Prime for a month.
Right.
And you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then you not only have this brand new membership,
Amazon Prime.
you
You've also
have
got
an
no
add-on.
ads. You've also got
You've
no ads.
got no fucking ads, and you've got this amazing add-on, literally for free, and it's not changing anything about your
No, you're
subscription.
paying the same amount for the
You're paying the
subscription.
same, and like,
or like, yeah.
and like, controversial, but if that person, obviously, if that person, that subscription, let me not refer to a person as a subscription quickly, but if that person was to leave your life, obviously you're going to be distraught, but it doesn't take away anything from your life. That's different. It would obviously be a shift in the dynamic, especially if you're very in full ham with someone and you're like living in the same house, or you've got investments with each other, commitments with each other. However, it shouldn't take anything from your life.
No.
Because your life is one line. You know what I mean?
I think something that's really a really hard line to walk is making sacrifices for the relationship and for the person. Because I think sacrifice is a big part of relationships, and that's a big part of what makes them work. But if you're making all the sacrifices and they are making none,
Yeah.
because it should be 50-50 split.
Yeah.
If you're always the one calling in sick to work so you can hang out with them, or being late for work because you've hung out with them, but whenever you call them, they're like, no, I've got work.
Yeah. Accommodating
Or-
to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also I think as people pleasers, well, not to talk for you, but like it's very easy to slip into a place where, but this is how I love.
Yeah.
This is what I do. Like I'm a giver. Like I want to
Baby,
do all your
I'm a
laundry.
giver.
I am. I want to do all your laundry. I want to tidy your room while you're gone, and you to come back and be able to relax. But I also sort of, and it's not about doing a thing to get something in return.
Yeah.
But it's about knowing that that person would do something equivalent
Yeah.
also for you on a
Whatever
random day, and
yeah.
not because you've done that for them, but because they want to.
Yeah. Or they show it in a different, like...
Or they show
Yeah.
up in a different,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they are a gift giver, so they buy you a present.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but it's about the equal split.
I agree.
But I think it's really hard to walk that line between, like you said, am I giving
Too much or
am
too
I giving
little.
too much
Yeah.
and you're not giving enough? Am I actually sacrificing my own happiness for this and you're actually fine?
Yeah.
Like you're actually 110% happy and I'm actually only 50% happy because I'm doing all the work to make this work. And if I took a step back, would this even be a thing?
Yeah.
That's really, I think it's a really hard thing to judge that sometimes.
Yeah. It's a 50-50 balance, for
Yeah.
sure.
But
you
I
gotta be
also
self-aware.
think, but I also think the 50-50 is like, what's the word? It can be, I think it's important to say like, it doesn't need to be 50-50, it just always should be up to 100. Sometimes you'll be 80 and they'll be 20.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you'll be 60, they'll be 40.
But it always evens out.
But it'll always add to 100. And if it's always 80-20 all of the time, there's a problem.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if it's like
not,
stats,
if
then
you
it's
obviously
like...
if you're like have the flu, you're
Yeah.
obviously not going to take
Yeah,
them a day.
obviously. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
This
I-
person said...
This is hilarious. Can we say that?
Yeah. What was the question again? Oh, yes. This person said the most surprising lesson that they learned was they were taught how to squirt 10-10. Great lesson, is what they said. I don't think that
I
needs
don't even think we
elaborating
need to
on.
talk about
I think
that.
that one can just have its own moment.
Great. Good. I'm so glad
Next.
that their sex life has
Yeah, me
improved
too.
because of something.
That's just
Great work from
great
whoever gave that lesson.
Yeah. 8 left, no crumbs. This next person said, I don't need to apologise for crying was a crazy lesson to learn.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
But it's sad that someone made you feel like you had to apologise for being emotional about things.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with emotional vulnerability.
And sometimes you can't control
vulnerable people-
emotions.
No, also emotionally vulnerable people I would say, are normally a lot more emotionally intelligent.
Connected to.
And connected.
Yeah. You have to be.
Yeah.
It shows you care too.
Yeah.
You shouldn't apologise for caring.
No. It's like, no. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I will die on this hill.
Yeah.
This is a hill I will die on. I don't care. Like, every single one of my exes could call me crazy and say she was like she couldn't let it go. Yeah, because I was in love with you.
Yeah.
I will die on that hill. I don't care. I cared. I will never be embarrassed for caring.
Yeah.
Of course I cared. I was in love with you.
And it shows you were all in.
Yeah. That is not embarrassing. No. And I will die on that hill.
I agree.
Nothing about that. That's why I like all this Love Island stuff
Yeah.
of people going, like, I don't know who's watching it, but like Tony and people going, you've embarrassed me. No. That is not embarrassing. Someone treating you poorly and making you caring look like it could be possibly embarrassing is a reflection on them and not a reflection on you at all. All it does is highlight how much of a good, genuine person you actually are.
I agree. Period.
Anyway, this person said, so just for reference again, the question was, what is the most surprising lesson you've learned from a past relationship? The wording of this is crazy. If it acts like a child, it will expect you to be its mother.
I mean, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
True. It's the same as when, like, I would be like, with teachers at school, I'd be like, well, don't expect me to act like an adult, but treat me like a child. Because I'm going to act like a child if you treat me like one. It's the same. It's so true. It will expect you to be its mother. I don't know about you, but I struggle to, like, with this. Because I think there are a lot of man-child, no hate, but I think there are a lot of man-children floating around who want you to do their laundry and cook for them and do their food shop for them and organise a timetable for them and keep them on all of their stuff, because if you don't keep them on it, they'll forget.
Yeah.
Because
that's not women's responsibility.
No,
sorry.
That's not my job.
Not.
I'm not mothering you.
No.
I'm not your mum.
We fought so hard to get out of this. We're not going back to that place.
That wording.
That is crazy.
But they will.
They'll
let you do their laundry religiously. And then they'll ask you, where are my clean boxers? Probably where you, like, took them off after work and threw them under the bed. Maybe. I don't know. Did you do your laundry? No?
This next one says, even if you think you're over them, wait a bit longer, they'll still have pull on you. Not true.
Feel that.
Oh.
No, but this is why it's important, because we've got two different opinions.
Yeah.
You go first.
Yes, okay, fine. Don't
let me sway you, say your honest opinion.
Because, like, yes, I have felt this, but it's because I wasn't fully out of it yet. And that's why you feel like that. You feel like they'll still have a pull on you. And, like, also, obviously, we've had this conversation recently, especially with the whole Love Island. It's like, obviously, you are going to always have a connection with your ex-partner, because at one point, you were friends with them. At one point, you actually just got on, especially if you were together a while. You obviously still get on. Maybe not so much if you, like, obviously, like, if it was a younger relationship and then you obviously grew as different people, but especially in adult relationships, like, you're not really, well, we obviously always mature, but, like, you're always gonna, like, be friends, point blank, period. But it's like
if you put unless even if it ended really, really horrendously, if you put two exes in a room together with nobody else, and you put them in there for a day,
they'll still have
by the end of the day they will be getting on.
Yeah, and even if it's
because
just
you
like,
essentially that was the thing that brought you together in the first, and that will never go away.
Exactly, and that's not a taboo thing. That's just facts. You were friends with them at some point. You're probably still friends with them, not still, but you will always get on.
Because you wouldn't have dated if you didn't get on.
Exactly. But I don't agree with the they'll still have a pull on you, because I think that, again, with the, like, time apart, I think it is literally, I know it's cringe, but time genuinely puts that barrier. And it's also, it's one of those where you have to also put a wall back up. And if that person is still managing to get the wall down or have a pull on you, then you just need more time to build the wall back up for yourself, until it's a point of, like, you acknowledge that you obviously still, like, get on, but also, like, it didn't work, and that's okay, we don't need to open that jar again. Yeah. You acknowledge that, like, oh, okay, like, there was good times, but also, like, that wall is back up. You know what I mean? And like,
see, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I think you're correct. I think the wall goes up. I just think sometimes, like, I've built a window in the wall and I see them through the window and I'm like, hey.
But then again with time and like...
But I do think... But no, but even like... Not to speak about personal experience, but like, there's been times where it's been years down the line and I've like had a conversation with an ex-partner and thought, oh my god, yeah, I really liked you. Maybe pull is the wrong word, because it wasn't let's get back together.
Yeah, no, this is
by
what I
any
mean.
means.
This is what I mean.
Okay,
like,
maybe
pull,
we've misinterpreted. Maybe we're interpreting it differently.
The pull I don't agree with. In terms of they're gonna have you still round their finger.
No.
That's what they're implying.
I interpret that as like, there's always not always a string because you've cut the string, but kind of there's always a string.
Right.
Like, I'm always gonna look at you and go, oh yeah, like, I really liked you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to look at a past partner and not look at them and see all the reasons why I did love you before. They're all still there.
Yeah.
Even if the person hurt me, I'm still going to... Maybe this is different for different people, but I'm still going to look at you and be able to look past everything that happened and look at you as a person and you as a soul and go, oh yeah, we really got on. And I can still see why I found you attractive. I can still see why I found you funny. I can still see all of these things. Those things don't disappear.
Yeah.
So then I think maybe that's just about integrity and going... Although actually I do think maybe it's different if you're single.
I was literally about to say that.
I think if you're single and you were to reconnect with an ex-partner, I think that pull would be harder to ignore.
Yeah.
Because it's familiar.
Yeah, and it's comfort.
Yeah.
And depends on the mindset and the situation that you're in, I suppose, as well. Because I was literally just about to say that. I feel like it's probably easier for me to sit here and be like... Because from my own personal experiences, because it's like... Yeah. Like, I can... Literally what you said, it's like any past partner that you ever have, obviously you got on at some point, so, like, you would still be like, oh, like... We had good time. Like,
unless they've completely flipped a switch and done a full 180 personality, looks, everything,
then it's like...
Then maybe that would be a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
But, like, that's probably not the case most of the time.
Exactly. But it's like, almost like the wall thing. It's like, you build this wall back up. And I guess, like, for me anyway, it's like, I'm in love now with a new partner. Well, not really.
I thought you were about to say with a bro.
With a bro. I was like... With my bro. No, but as in, like, that is a completely different wall in terms of, like, I wouldn't look at anyone else like that.
Because you're in love with somebody.
Because I'm in love. So it's like, when you're single, it's like...
Yeah. It's different. It is different.
You're not seeking, but it's like, you're gonna...
You see things?
That you're... Yeah.
You view people differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe... Yeah, okay, yeah.
Maybe that'll be why our opinions are different on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if I was in love with somebody and I was, like, in a full, long-term committed relationship, I wouldn't bat an eye at an ex.
But no. I think I think we have the same opinion, but we just have different, like...
We're in different points in our lives, Next!
This person said, assuming love is unrequited until it's proven not to be.
What was the question again?
Philosophical. A lesson you've learned.
A surprising lesson you've learned.
Assuming
love is Again, also we are just assuming these are the answers to the right questions.
I'm so sorry if we're literally reading the wrong ones.
So, assuming basically that no one loves you back until they prove they do. It's kind of sad. But I understand it because if you have been in a situation where you've essentially made yourself look like a massive idiot because you've thought that it was going two ways.
Yeah, you don't want to be vulnerable too fast, and especially if, like, someone has made you to be a mug, then you're going to build that wall and you're going to be standoffish.
Yeah. And also, to get to the point where you're in love with somebody and they've let you get to that point without making it clear that they are not...
Yeah.
Is not nice.
No.
Because I think you can tell if somebody likes you. Not even is in love with you. If they like you, you can tell.
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't take a genius to sort of, in a nice way, shut down, I don't know, flirty comments.
Yeah.
It's not actually that hard to do that. So if this person is genuinely saying that they've been in a situation where somebody's let them fall in love with them and then turned around and said they don't love them back. That's cruel.
That's cruel. These people are scum. Sorry, at them next time.
Yeah, facts.
We'll call them out.
Name drop.
Let's name drop. Okay, this is the last one of this question. Hopefully it's a good one.
Thinking I'm Sorry. I just had to I had to read ahead just in case. Thinking I'm content with our sex life, only to realise after the breakup I very much wasn't. Oh, that's a shame.
That is a shame.
That is a shame.
But at least you're out of it now.
Yeah. On to bigger and better things.
Exactly.
Maybe bigger, literally. Who knows?
And on that note...
Should we
and on that note...
We're going to have to do a part 2
we've
because
got
we've got
more.
so many answers came through.
Yeah, we didn't want to kind of like unacknowledge
And if we've not, if we've not spoken...
Unacknowledge?
Not acknowledge.
Miss any out.
If we've not spoken about yours, we will get around to it.
Now.
It'll be coming.
The next 2 questions are kind of juicy too. So if you didn't hear your answer in this one, it will be said. Come back for part 2.
Come back for part 2 of advice you never asked for.
Yeah, literally. For us probably just digressing onto random subjects from your questions.
I'm not really sure how much we correctly addressed any of that.
Yeah, but...
Hopefully we got the answers right.
Exactly.
Like, hopefully we put the answers to the right questions.
Yeah, I fucking hope so. And also, just to reiterate, on this one and the next part 2, we will be linking below somewhere. Probably in the comments or in the... We'll figure it out.
We'll put it in the description
definitely
of the episode. But, like, it's so important to reach out for help.
Yeah.
If you are struggling with domestic violence or any mental health problem, it's really important to reach out if you're struggling.
And like we said earlier, you can message us.
Yeah. I mean, evidently, not sure how great our advice will be.
Clearly.
Depends, I guess, what you think.
Yeah. Anyway, love y'all.
Love y'all. See you for part 2.
In a minute.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye.